If a man is in a position where he focuses on his mother's needs and generally neglects his own needs, it doesn't mean that he will be unhappy or that he will have anything bad to say about his mother. And so from the outside this can be hard for them to accept, because he will be being used by his mother and he will be neglecting himself, but he will create the impression that he is fine, and he might not ever say anything bad about his mother. In fact, he could spend a lot of time talking about how great she is and how much he loves her and how much she loves him. And what can make this even more confusing is that if he is in a relationship, he could treat his partner badly. And when it comes to how he treats her, it could be said that this is how he should be responding or behaving around his mother based on how she treats him. And so he can be aggressive and abusive and express a lot of hate towards his partner, someone who might love him and might generally treat him very well. And what this is likely to show is that he has formed a very idealized view of his mother. And because of this, he is unable to face reality. He can't express how he really feels, and he has a very lopsided view of her. And when it comes to how he treats his partner, this is likely to be the result of how he feels towards his mother as an adult and how he felt towards his mother as a child. But due to how he sees his mother, he is unable to express how he really feels towards her. And the reason he has an idealized view of her is likely to be due to what took place very early on. So during his early years, when he is being used by his mother to fulfill her adult and unmet childhood needs, this would have caused him to experience a lot of pain and to lose touch with himself. But in order to survive, he had to disconnect, to split off his true feelings, and to create a very false view of her, because if he faced reality, it would have been too painful for him to handle. So he had to lose touch with the quote-unquote bad mother and just to have the quote-unquote good mother image inside him. So he lost touch with part of her and had to develop a very false view of her to survive. And if he was to express how he truly felt towards her, he may have been disapproved of, punished, and or abandoned. So he had to lose touch with his feelings. It wasn't safe for him to express them. And many years will have passed, but although he will be an adult now, he will still be in this traumatized state. He will still be carrying a part of himself that hates his mother and carries a lot of rage and anger towards her. And as he didn't receive what he needed to receive, his survival will still be attached to his mother, hence why he is enmeshed to her. And so many years will have passed, but he will continue to have this very false view of her, and how he really feels towards her will be directed towards his partner. And so if a man is in this position, he will need to reflect on the fact that his survival is no longer dependent upon his mother, and in order for him to have fulfilling relationships and to integrate his aggression, he will need to face how he feels towards his mother. Because unless he does this, he will continue to have a very unbalanced view of his mother and to take his aggression out on people like his partner. Because the reason he will take out on his partner is because his partner is not seen as being a threat to his survival, whereas his mother is. So if you're a man and you can relate to this and you can see that you carry a lot of hate and anger and rage towards your mother, this doesn't mean that you are bad. I mean, it is often said today that hate is bad and anger is bad and rage is bad. Well, these are neutral. And if you were basically used by your mother, then it's going to be perfectly normal for you to have these feelings. But these will need to be acknowledged and processed so that you can become more integrated and to have a more balanced view of your mother and to, if you are in a relationship and you're mistreating your partner, for you to treat her better. So if you can relate to this, please reach out for external support so that you can gradually change your life.